Peace to the brothers and sisters. And on today's Single Dad Experience, we're going to discuss the second part of this case. Now, I'm sure y'all probably thinking to yourself, I'm really not saying nothing. Well, I am saying something. It just might not be what y'all want me to say. All I can say to y'all is, if y'all have any questions about anything dealing with any of this stuff that I'm discussing, I will make sure I will get back at y'all with any type of numbers, any type of information that y'all may need, because believe me, information is free and communication is not hard. All you got to do is put your right foot forward. But anyway, in my previous video, I gave y'all the first 2 years, or the first year and a half, like I said, was, just trying to make sure that this young lady did what she had to do. The 6 months after that was basically having our visitation rights, or just having the visits to the kids and stuff at the DYFS building. And that, all of this stuff is, has a lot to do with this young lady completing these, all these little programs that they wanted her to do. And she started going to them, and she started completing them. Now, this is probably the most crucial part about the whole thing, because this whole time we're going back and forth. What DYFS did was they helped us find an apartment because we was close to closing the case, because basically all the responsibility was put on me. All she had to do was just finish the case. She didn't have to do nothing else when it came to them babies. She ain't had to take them to school. She ain't had to worry about picking them up. Like, all she had to do was one thing. And I swear, that one thing she did. And they surprised us when they helped us with this apartment, or helped us find this apartment, because all we had to do on my part, all I had to do was just pay $297 for the security. They already paid her shit. I had to just put my part in. When I tell you, $300 on a fucking security deposit for a fucking apartment? Are you fucking kidding me? Nigga, hell fucking yeah, I jumped on that. I jumped on it. But that was just the beginning. Now, things is going good. I can't say it's not. I can't say it's going bad, because none of this was going bad. Everything was like smooth sailing from this point forth. Like, my job understands that I got babies, that I gotta make sure that they not in the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see the finish line. Like, we there. Man, I want to say, as soon as we gets into this apartment, probably give or take 3 months, maybe 4 months later. 3-4 months, maybe 5 months tops, they come to us. They chopping it up. Now, this shit kind of shocked us, because they came. They was like, yeah, we're gonna close the case in another week. We just gonna come by here to see, see how y'all doing. Man, they popped up out of nowhere. Like, I just got the babies. I just fucking finished rolling a fucking blunt. These motherfuckers popped the fuck up out of no fucking where. Luckily, I didn't light it, but nevertheless, though, um, I can definitely give anybody out there a little more detail, you know, privately, if you like, about this case. Like I said, when it's not your case, but it's your baby's involved, then you're involved automatically. And because I didn't mention this in the beginning in part one, the investigator who investigated the case when my kid's mom was at the linkages, and I'm sure most of y'all young ladies know what the linkages are, if you ever been there, if they ever helped y'all. Um, what the investigator for the state didn't do was she never contacted me to let me know what was going on. My kid's mom had to contact me. Now, once my kid's mom contacted me, and then she put me on the phone with the investigator, and the investigator then explained to me what was going on. What I had three options. I could have argued this lady on the phone. I could have argued, with my kid's mom, or I could have went down to the DYFS building and handled my business like a real parent. So I took option C, which was go to this damn DYFS building to find out who this lady supervisor is, speak to the supervisor, explain to the supervisor what the procedures that she didn't do, which made her investigation that much that week. So what she did was, when she called the investigator, and the investigator said, no, I didn't contact Mr. Feature, then her supervisor was like, well, you can leave the babies right there. You know what I'm saying? And, do your job right. So as I was leaving out the building, her supervisor was like, Mr. Feature, we sorry, blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't like I had to really go to court, but it was one of those things where, when you know you're right as a parent, like, everybody has a right as a parent to protect their child, no matter what circumstances, no matter what issues it is, whether it's the dad, whether it's the mom, whether it's any family member. Every parent has a right to protect their child. Every parent. Who cares, man? Who cares, man? But like I said, man, for me, it was just my parenting instincts just kicked in. And it's like, I have an older son, right? Now, my oldest son was legally adopted. And what hurt me about that was, during this whole time that my oldest son was being raised by a whole different family, for 10 years of my life, I'm living my life. I'm just living my life. Acting like I don't have no son out there. I'm just living my fucking life. And I don't know, I guess you could call it faith. I guess you could call it karma. I guess you can call it reality check. Fuck it. Whatever you call it. Once I met, this young lady that I had these, my babies by, I don't know what it was, man, but she must have had the nigga gene, 'cause she did the same thing that I did to this young lady. It happened to me from the opposite sex, which was their mom. And I'm probably grateful that happened. I'm more than grateful. I'm more than grateful, because my daughter, being there when my daughter was born, is probably more of a special moment for me than anything I probably would ever experience in my life, because the man you see before you definitely wasn't the man that's talking now. And I promise you, the man before the man that you're speaking to now, y'all probably would have been, boy, man, my mouth was atrocious, especially when it came to women. Like, man, I degraded the hell out of man, my sisters, man. I love y'all black women, man. I love y'all melanated women, man. Y'all queens, y'all goddesses, man. The elders, man. The ancestors, man. Like, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. But my daughter, she put something in me when she came out, and she smiled at me, and I broke down. I'm talking about, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but it's like every tear that fell from my face was almost like an apology to every female that I disrespected when I seen my daughter look at me and smile. It's like the innocence of her soul kind of cleansed minds of ever coming out my mouth calling another, not just a melanated woman out their name, but any female out their name. I don't care what color you are, what complexion, what creed. I don't care. I don't care, man. My baby transformed my whole tone, my whole voice, my whole everything when it comes to any female. Whew, man. Listen, I know I probably got off track, but these is the stories that, some of us men, we need to tell our daughters if we have, man. Like, you explain to them, like everything that happened to you that just changed you from what you was to a whole new you. Like handling this DYFS case, it kind of groomed me. It groomed me to do the single dad thing. I didn't know it. I didn't know it was going to be sooner. I thought it would have been later, but I didn't know it was going to be this soon. And like I said, man, I had custody of my kids for 6-7 years. The first year I didn't have custody of them, so I just had them. Like, I had them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the insurance. I had insurance for them, but it wasn't under my name. It was under their mom's name. And in order for me to, use it, I had to get custody of them. So I didn't know I had to go to court. Now, this part right here, this